Shalom, give all praises and glory to Yahweh Shem Yashai, Shem HaKadosh, step honors to the apostles of GMS, Shalom to all the faithful men and doing his work. And, Lord willing, I want to speak on, pretty much, what's it called, Salakia. Pretty much pretty much doing the work of the Lord daily, because the day is coming up. What's that? The Passover is coming up, and of course, the mindset that we're supposed to have in the Passover is to pray for the Lord for mercy, so that the destruction can overpass us. But this is obviously a mindset that we should have, all throughout the year, no matter what day it is. All right. Let me see real quick. Let me just read this just real quick. This is Psalms 57:1. It says, "Be merciful unto me, O God, be merciful unto me, for my soul trusteth in thee. Yea, in the shadow of thy wings will I make my refuge, until these calamities be overpassed." I think of this scripture, a lot when I always think about the Passover, but and that's pretty much what we think about. For the Lord to have mercy on us and to hide us in the shadow of the wings until all this destruction pass over. That's pretty much what happened in the first Exodus. The Lord, had the Israelites there. They were safe, but they were still, they were safe and sound while everything was going on. All right, and the Lord didn't let nothing, evil touch them. So we want that same thing for this today. But we gotta have that mindset all year round, because you don't know when the Lord gonna deliver us. It could be on a Passover day, but it could be on a whole different day. All right. So you gotta have that mindset throughout the whole year, every single day. And that's why it's beautiful, because the apostles told us to do videos every single day, because that keeps us in the mindset of doing the work, and Yahweh shall shine on mine. All right, because if you don't use something, hey man, if you don't use something, you're gonna lose it. All right. All right. So if you don't do this work, eventually, the Lord gonna be like, "Who are you?" All right, no matter, because that's what people gonna do. People gonna do the work for a couple years and they gonna stop, or they're gonna be, on and off and shit. And then once the destruction comes and all these things, and Judgment Day, they're gonna be like, "Well, see, Lord, what I did this, I did that," and the Lord gonna look at them like, "Nigga, who are you?" You know what I mean? But you should be a regular for this truth. You should be somebody known. Angels should know you. Like, okay, this man, he does the work every single day. He prays every single day. All right, and all these things. Like the scripture says, them that confess me before men shall I confess before my fathers and angels. So if you constantly confessing the Lord each and every day, doing the work, then Yahweh Shai is going to confess you before the Father and the angels. All right, but if you don't confess him, then the Lord ain't going to confess you. He's going to be as if he never knew you. All right. Well, this is Luke 21 and 34. "And take heed to yourselves, lest at any times your heart be overcharged with suffering and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares." So things we gotta daily do. Take heed to ourselves, examine ourselves, whether we be in the faith. Because you could be doing this and then you could be going off, and if you're not paying attention, then that can just keep going on and on until that becomes a part of you, and then eventually you'll fall. So to avoid that, you gotta stay on yourself. You gotta be disciplined. All right, because it's easy. It's easy as fuck. You understand that to be lazy and shit like that. You know, but you gotta have a habit, a discipline about yourself. All right, but it says for a snare shall I come on them that dwell on the earth, face of the earth. Watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass as to stand before the Son of Man. So it said you gotta pray always. You gotta pray always so you can be worthy. Because you can be slacking. Alright, so you can be thinking you cool and all this other bullshit, and this whole time you slacking, and then when the Lord returns, you know you won't be worthy. But you gotta be constantly disciplined and getting on yourself and you know constantly have the Lord on your mind. Scripture says that to acknowledge the Lord in all the things that you do, He shall direct your path in everything that you do. The Lord shouldn't be treated as something just on the weekdays or whatever. No, you do that shit with your hobbies, you know what I'm saying? But with the Lord, you do that. You think about the Lord, everything, like Scripture says, that wisdom meeteth Him in every thought. So really, before you make any decision, you should think about wisdom and if it's right or wrong to do what you gotta do. Alright? Especially now, because we have, you know, it's almost that time, we almost at the very, very end, and you just do not want to fuck up. Because you could fuck up real bad and then, you know, the Lord, you know, that'll be your last goddamn straw. You know what I'm saying? Because if, you know, since we at the end, you know, things gonna get tighter. Things gonna get more, you know, more harder and you know, so it won't be, you know, too much room to bullshit. Alright, so we gotta keep that in mind. Alright, but you have to keep that in mind and to have the mindset of the Passover always. You know, pray always, the Lord protect you. And you know, in the car, whenever, you know, wherever, so you can get home safely and all these things. Because destruction is everywhere. This is the valley of the shadow of death. You can die literally anywhere, anytime. You know, like Scripture says that the Lord answereth man in the pretty much in the happiness of his heart. Pretty much, you be having fun and drinking, eating, you know, committing sexual, you know, having sex, whatever kind of pleasure that you want. And then while you in the height of your pleasure, something happens. That's why you see a lot of people at like, you know, clubs and parties and shit. They having fun, and then all of a sudden they get shot up and killed. Alright, you know, people driving fucking 100 miles per hour, having fun, racing and shit, and they just die out of nowhere. It happens. So that's why, that's another reason why you gotta be careful, because death can happen at any time. Scripture says, even the men of the Lord out there, you know what I mean? I'm not saying to be scared and just think that you're gonna die every second, but you gotta be mindful too, because a man is just a man. You know, you think, you know, you can walk out, it don't matter. The Scripture says that the righteous die just as the fool. A fool, he can go out there right now and drive and get killed. Same thing with a man. A man of the Lord, you can die in an accident just as much as him, if that's what the Lord wants. Alright? So we all need God's mercy. We all need to just, you know, be humble, you know, be humble. And, you know, but if you just do what you're supposed to do, you know, you're gonna be good. Alright? Imagine what if one of the Israelites didn't commit the, you know, do the Passover. The Lord would have killed them. You know, if they didn't have the blood over their doorpost, the Lord would have killed them. So there's no exemption for us. But as long as we do what we're supposed to do and have the blood of Yahweh Shai, then we gonna be cool, man. Cause now we don't have to literally put blood over the doorpost, man. Right now, if you do that, you look crazy, and somebody might call the police on you, cause they might think you killing somebody or something. All right, but now the blood is Yahweh Shai, so as long as you have that blood on you, you're gonna be cool. All right, but we gotta stand in good graces of Yahweh Shai. But that's pretty much it. I'm gonna give that hopefully that it's like stuttering. I'm a little tired, a little bit. I just woke up from a little nap, man. So kind of hard putting all my thoughts together real quick. But it's like it for that. But with that, hopefully, if I don't give our praise and glory to Yahweh Shai, Bishop Harkodash, I'm honest to the Bazar J. Master, to the President, this works, not to say Shalom.